True detachment is not being cold, it's not shutting people out, and it's not numbing yourself. That is not detachment. That is disconnection. And honestly, it's just another form of control, just wearing a calmer mask. Also, just it's not a mind game or a manipulation tactic. Just want to make that clear. The real definition is simply not needing something or someone to decide or dictate your self worth. And once you truly understand this and practice detachment the right way, I truly believe that this is one of life's biggest hacks. Once you do master this, your life will change dramatically. In today's video, I have 5 steps that will help you master detachment easily. One of them might make you feel a little uncomfortable, but just stick around with an open mind. Let's enter your unbothered era, not because you've gone numb and stopped caring, but because you trust life, you trust uncertainty, and you trust yourself enough to let go. If you're new to this channel, hi there, I'm Samira. I talk about feminine energy, mindset, and rebuilding your life in a way that actually works for women without the burnout and extremes. So if you're drawn to any of these topics, please don't forget to stick around and subscribe. And real quick, before we dive in, if you're tired of hustling and just feel the strong calling to slow down, I have a free 7-day soft life workbook challenge. It's a simple but powerful way to shift your habits and energy in alignment with the woman you deserve to become. You can grab it for free in the link below. Alrighty, in this video, I'm going to walk you through the exact 5 steps to help me master detachment and not just talk about it. If you've ever overthought a text for 5 hours, tried to manage how someone sees you, or felt like you need to control how life unfolds just to feel okay, I hope something shifts for you. Now, just to be clear, I wasn't always like this. I was a genuinely anxious person, and it showed up everywhere. For example, with this YouTube channel, I spent almost 10 years of restarting this channel over and over again and quitting every single time the results didn't come fast enough, completely wrapped up in the outcome and not in the process. With motherhood, I burned out in trying to control every single outcome: the job, the home, my child's development, how I look, am I fit enough? Am I reaching a certain timeline that I should be at a certain age? Completely convinced that I had to manage it all or else it would fall apart. And lastly, dealing with years and years with sick parents. The fear, the need to control every single detail of a situation that I could not control, the anxiety of not knowing what's coming next. I absolutely drove myself crazy and wasn't in a state of peace and surrender whatsoever. I was very anxious. And now look at me, I am back on YouTube, really enjoying the process and not sweating over any low performing video whatsoever. And so far my channel is slowly growing, which I'm really happy about because I just not gonna sweat it. With motherhood, I actually started doing less and I found myself being a happier, more productive person. And now I'm telling you, since I've mastered detachment, I am so unbothered. My son recently spilled orange juice on me on the beginning of a flight, a 7-hour flight. Was I bothered? No, I just waited till it dried. The old me would have gone like ballistic. Like, this is so nasty. This is so sticky. I cannot believe this happened to me, but it didn't bother me. I lost an earring that I was really sentimental to me and I really loved it. But did I panic? Or did I just say that if it's meant to be found in the house, it will find its way back? I did that. Or there's situations like I've gone above and beyond for a client and the client leaves a review saying that I did the bare minimum. Did it bother me? No, because I knew what I brought to the table. Now, a lot of women watch these detachment videos because of relationships and how they feel about their partner, their husband, their boyfriend, and how it's so hard to detach. I'm guilty of this. I did this a lot. And just recently, I noticed how unbothered I was when I realized that my husband isn't able to celebrate the actual day of our anniversary. Was I bothered? Not at all. We just scheduled another day. I didn't make a big fuss about the fact that he wasn't able to celebrate the actual day. The old me would have, thinking it meant something. The point is, to be so unbothered, it's kind of built over time, over little situations. But I want to show you that it's a practice that you build in big moments until it shows up in small ones. Got to learn what to build. Step number 1 to master detachment. Find out why you have such a strong grip on something or someone. Because before you can let go of something, you have to get really honest about where this grip came from. Why do you need to control this certain outcome or situation? This means digging into past experiences. What certain situations or times or moments taught you that this certain outcome equals your safety? Why are you so dysregulated when this person or this outcome doesn't come the way you want it to? I'll give you a personal example. So when I started YouTube in 2016, I knew what I was getting myself into. I knew that I was going to put myself out there for everyone to see what I have to say and kind of be open up, to the public for anyone to leave a comment or say whatever. And nothing is more exposing than this, right? You're telling your friends and family, hey, I've started a YouTube channel, they check it out, and you obviously care about what this loved one thinks about. So you really are taking a bit of a very public, stand. So over time, eventually, I started with this I have to prove myself energy, which fixated me on the results instead of just showing up. And that shifted my entire attention and focus on what people would think whenever I scripted or whether I came out with an idea. When in reality, I had ideas I like to share about, but I was like, so and so will think this is boring, so and so will not like this. I just constantly replayed what certain individuals will have to say about a topic that I actually like and enjoy. And hence, all this anxiety, fear, negative feeling led me to give up almost 3 times whenever I attempted YouTube over and over again. But after taking a break from social media, like I deleted my Instagram, I got rid of all social medias and just kind of took the time to look within and just reflected and used that time of silence and solitude and less constant, when you're scrolling, people are throwing out ideas constantly. But when you tune that voice out or tune out suggestions or just tune out whatever you're consuming all the time and feel the need to actually just sit there and think about why you have become the way you are. And a big reason why I came back to YouTube is just because of the fact that it's hey, I can see myself doing this for a very long time. I really enjoy this thing. I really enjoy coming on camera and most importantly, feeling like I have something to share to leave a positive impact on whether it's one woman, 2 women, or 3, I'd be happy. I think that's something if I were to pass away, I would be happy that I did that at least, where I inspired or influenced someone for a better life, you know? And why the people that I cared so much about their opinions are literally not even in my life anymore. Because once I deleted social media, I wasn't there to be in their faces all the time and they forgot about me and I don't even have contact with them. But in the past, I gave them so much power, essentially. And over that time of solitude and reflecting and, digging deep about my fears and how much, where I gave away my power to people's opinions, I am back confidently knowing that nothing or no one can make me stop from showing up. This is a promise I made to myself. It makes me happy. I can see myself doing it long term. So here I am, back on YouTube. Now, with this small example, what is a fear that you may have, which is why it's making you so anxiously attached to something? If you really love someone and that person is constantly hurting you, why are you so scared to let go? What has happened in the past? Is it a fear of not being loved? Is it a fear you kind of do need to do a lot of shadow work or reflection on what has happened in the past and why you have become like that? Figure out where the grip came from. And I really do recommend tuning out a lot of noise, going on nature walks or taking a break from social media for you to actually to sit there and actually think about it. I do recommend that. This can come up in motherhood, why are you so anxiously worried about what's going to happen to your kid? I've even seen a lot of women stay at a job that they're scared to leave. Why are you so attached and not open to uncertainty, right? An opportunity that might be a lot better than this. Pretty much, it's all an old fear wearing the same outfit. And the payoff to this is that once you name where it came from, you can teach yourself to stop reacting to it today with yesterday's fear. Step number 2, watch and observe before you react. Now, when you're in a state of anxiousness or attachment or just obsessed with something, you're kind of on a really, jittery energy, right? You're just quick to react, quick to feel emotion, you have such a hard time calming down and pausing and giving yourself the time to think logically, right? Or think rationally. You kind of act on emotion. And I think that the step 2, it's really important to learn how to observe how you handle a situation when you're learning how to detach. This could look like going quiet. This could look like going quiet before you respond in a heated conversation, not reacting in the heat of the moment, and just actually observing how a situation plays out. Just pay attention to that someone or something when you don't react or respond or act out of emotion immediately. I heard this from a therapist on TikTok, which I thought was so great, is that I know with detachment, a lot of emotion is involved. Okay. And which is why we kind of act out of place or have a hard time thinking logically or just, being calm, right? The opposite of, anxious is calm and you're detached or calmer. So, why is it that we let our emotions take control? So, if you could have changed the framework or the way you think about emotions, I think this will help a lot and for you to not react emotionally. Think of emotions as guests in your house. They're allowed to visit and you're allowed to feel them fully. I'm not saying go numb. If you're angry about something, if you're sad about something, if you're whatever, feel it. Definitely feel it. Allow the emotion to stay in your house. However, just know that emotion can easily come as a guest and leave. They don't get to move in and take over your house and become a label. Okay? Let's stop calling ourselves anxious. Let's stop calling ourselves reactive. Like, let's think of the emotions that we have, feel it out, and then say goodbye once it's ready to go. I really like that analogy. It really, put things into perspective for me too. And just to be like, okay, I feel it, but let me just give myself some time to like let me walk it out. Here's an example. I see this a lot with like marriages or couples. I've experienced this too. Let's say your husband comes home usually very talkative, but one day he comes home very quiet. Your old pattern is to assume that something's wrong and can somewhat spiral and question him. This agitates him. He's annoyed. He's like, give me some space, and it becomes like a full blown fight. But if you were to wait and observe instead, 9 times out of 10, it has nothing to do with you. It really doesn't. Like I say this with a lot of relationships, like most of the problems, we take everything so personally, but sometimes it's not about us. And usually just waiting and just not thinking it's about us, not emotionally making it about us, really is the facts, the reality. It is not about you. Let that little situation play out. You don't have to control your husband's emotions, you don't have to control his mood. Just wait it out. And then eventually things will go, as easily. This is just an example. What's the payoff of this? That little pause is the difference between an evening ruined and an evening protected. Step number 3, become the source you are chasing. I repeat, become the source you are chasing. The love, the validation, the results, all external. How can you start giving that to yourself? And I'm talking about self-love. What do you actually want? What makes you happy? Why did you even start what you started? An example of this happens a lot when women become moms. It becomes a total identity. It becomes a total identity loss. A woman who's just stopped doing everything for herself to the point where she's forgotten what her likes and dislikes are, like her hobbies, her passions, a show, or what she even wants for lunch, what she prefers. It's always like what her kids want or what her husband wants or whatever, right? Because she's been in this like everybody else's needs first mode for so long, her sense of purpose has quietly become entirely how good of a mom she is perceived as. And I see this a lot. Another example is like, and to kind of add on to this, I see women, they get pregnant and they build a registry and they have the baby, so they have the registry and they get all these gifts for the baby. And then when they deliver the baby, they have nothing for themselves. Like they have no postpartum essentials whatsoever. They did not think about themselves whatsoever at all, right? And here she is frantically trying to take care of herself and taking care of this newborn for the first time. And this is just like an example of like we chase so much for others and we always do so much for others and we get so attached to it that we lose ourselves. Or you see this with women that start relationships and they just love that person so much that you start seeing her, forget about her own ambitions and start, catering to what, her boyfriend or husband wants and just kind of giving up everything of her own identity for the sake of this guy just because she loves him so much. But as a friend or as an outsider, just like, what happened? This to some people, this could be like, love, but in reality, this is just attachment, right? It's just super attachment where to the point where she's kind of lost herself. So another example of this is social media. Like some people really struggle doing something without feeling the need to post it, right? And social media has evolved to become, everyone's highlight reel. And you kind of have to ask yourself, can you go on a trip, a really nice trip, and not post it? And not tell people that you did this amazing thing, like not seeking people's validation. And this kind of does some inner work too, which is why the break helped me a lot too from social media. Like I remember before I went on the social media break, every time I still enjoyed talking about self-development, but I felt the need to always announce like I'm doing this 10K step challenge, or hey, look at me, I managed to do 30 days of no sugar. It's like I always felt the need to get validation from everyone watching instead of inspiring people to do a 30-day detox. Does that make sense? Like, it's like those little small moments of like, what am I chasing right now? And instead, why can't myself just validate me? Like, why can't I just feel confident and accomplished without anyone knowing? And so, small steps that you could do this is, for example, doing charity work without anyone seeing you do it. Don't announce it. Just kind of like move in silence, right? That's another thing that makes a woman more mysterious is doing things and not needing anyone or anything to make them feel like they feel accomplished. They're just having so much self confidence. So, to stop rambling on, I could talk about this forever, but the payoff to this step is that coming back to yourself doesn't mean abandoning the people that you love. It means you stop disappearing in the process of loving them. Step number 4, trust that if whatever outcome or result that you receive, if it's not what you get, you start to believe that something better will come around. If not this, then better. Now, a great way to start thinking about this, a great way to start training yourself to think like this, that if not the outcome I want is happening, something better will come around. Now, a great way to do this is to start journaling or just jot down data from the past where I'm sure there has been times where you did not receive the thing you wanted and you got something better. Whether this is a job that you really liked and you didn't, they didn't hire you, but then you ended up getting something way better after that. Or there's like a certain house that you're eyeing. This happened with us where we were house hunting at the worst possible time ever. So we kept getting not bought out, but like outbid every time. I fell in love with the house or got attached to it. But then just being, I'm like, I started adapting to like, okay, if not this, then better, to eventually getting like my dream house. And even heartbreaks. Like, let's say, the guy that you thought you would die without disappears, and now you're happily married with someone that's 20,000 times better, if not this, better. So think about all of the situations that you've experienced that and write it as data so that you're like, okay, I have experienced this before. I will start training my mind to think like this from here on out. And something I want to add to this is that whenever you kind of detach to not being able to control an outcome or something, just that whole act of like saying, you know what, whatever happens for the best. And this is why I, definitely have faith in God, just because it makes my life easier. It's like, hey, you know what? God has my back. If I don't get the thing I want, maybe God thinks there's something better out there for me. And it just kind of takes something off my to-do list. Like it's kind of like I've just trusted and surrendered and I'm relaxed and I feel so unburdened. You're not so stressed about the pressure of the outcome being held upon you because you're just like, at the end of the day, I'm not in control. And this type of like energy is very, you're at peace. You're very relaxed. And weirdly, energetically, this is when things come to you, which is a total woo-woo thing that we could talk about in a different video. But like when you kind of release the grip and just kind of take the outcome or result or specific situation that you want out of the picture, whatever happens is for the best. And you just need to be patient about it. So the payoff to this is that you get real earned trust for the next uncertain thing instead of like blind hope. Last step in mastering detachment. Step number 5, cut the dead leaf and regulate instead. Now, what does that mean, Samira? What the heck is cut the dead leaf? Now, with attachment and anxiety, there is a lot of feeling the need to be in control. But as we all know, but in reality, we do not have control on the way things play out. And the thing is, when you hold on to that control, it costs energy that you do not have to spare at all. Now, what I mean about the dead leaf is a metaphor to a plant. Sometimes a beautiful plant can have a dead leaf, and the plant is still trying to help this dead leaf and sending all of its energy to that leaf that just needs to be cut off, as in let go. So when you do cut that dead leaf off a plant, that's when the plant actually thrives and grows and is able to resource that energy, conserve that energy towards areas where it's designed to bloom. This can be the same as pouring energy into faded friendships, a finished season of motherhood, or a plan that isn't happening anymore. Instead, I really want you to redirect that energy towards things that you feel like you're in control of. A walk, breath work, prayer, regulate in some form. Whatever brings your body to feel like it's safe again. So the key payoff to this is that you cannot just think your way into being unbothered. You have to regulate there first. So those are my 5 steps to master detachment. And just to be clear, true detachment is not being cold or numb or just, shutting people off. We are no longer handing our sense of worth to something, someone outside of us. We are no longer chasing and we're no longer giving these things the ick. Okay? Things are going to start being attracted to you, coming to you effortlessly. Because ultimately, these 5 steps is true detachment is just an act of self-love. Loving yourself enough where you don't feel the need to control how people see you. Loving yourself enough to stop fixing things that were never yours to fix. And loving yourself enough to stop needing your future to unfold a certain way just to feel okay. So, this is your sign to enter your unbothered era, not because you've stopped caring, but because you finally learned to trust and let go. If any of this resonated with you, I would love for you to stick around and subscribe. You can just click this button right here. And don't forget to check out my other videos as well. Thank you for watching. Bye.